So personally, I think not as a PNP person, but I think that should all be thrown away, and fresh social safety net projects needs to be think about depending on the basic facts and data. So basically এইখানে যেটা এসছে আমি যেটা বলতে চাই চ্যালেঞ্জেস যেগুলো আছে আমাদের আপনাদের ইউবিআই প্রজেক্টে সেটা হচ্ছে যে reliable identifications, how you actually who decides who is eligible for this UBI project. So you need a reliable identification system. When I was working in US, I have seen educated graduates when they were out of jobs and when they were getting a social safety, some under the social security number, they used to get some money from the government, and they would not have any eagerness to work. So sheta ekta negative side eta. Positive side হচ্ছে যে এটা আমাদের রুরাল এরিয়াতে বা আমাদের gender equality চিন্তা করলে it's an empowerment for our women and children. That is a good thing. I am a computer science person, so I endorse a robust digital system. A robust digital system in conjunction with the financial system. আমাদের ব্যাংকিং সিস্টেমে যদি কোনো innovative financial capability আনা যায় in conjunction with the digital system, these kind of projects can be implemented. Challenges আরেকটা হচ্ছে who will monitor it, who will আমাদের দেশে monitoring, transparency, accountability একটা বিশাল সমস্যা। গত 15 বছরে কি একটি বাড়ি একটি খামার যেটা হয়েছে আমরা যেটা দেখেছি যে আওয়ামী লীগ এতদিন ক্ষমতায় ছিল, আওয়ামী লীগেরও অনেক লোক পায় নাই, খুব কাছের যারা একেবারে ক্লোজ নিট পাওয়ারের কাছাকাছি যারা রুরাল পর্যায়ে উপজেলা চেয়ারম্যানের আত্মীয় স্বজন একটি বাড়ি একটি খামারের সুযোগ পেয়েছে। ইভেন আওয়ামী লীগেরও অনেক লোক পায়নি, অন্য আপনি সাধারণ জনগণ তো বাদই দেন। So this is something political will
on UBI.
Political will is a very important thing. So that has to be looked at. Thank you. আর আরেকটা যেটা আমি লাস্টে বলতে চাই, আপনারা যদি এই চুরি ডাকাতি বন্ধ করতে পারেন, বাংলাদেশে মানি লন্ডারিং বন্ধ করা যায়, বাংলাদেশে কারাপশন বন্ধ করা যায়, বাংলাদেশে ট্যাক্সের এটা ঠিক করা যায়, তাহলে অবশ্যই এই ধরনের প্রজেক্ট করা সম্ভব।
থ্যাংক ইউ শামা। মানে আমি এখনো বুঝি না why do people say
basic income. Now why I say this is that it has taken 40 years for this issue to be put on the table in Bangladesh, and I want to congratulate my colleagues from CPD and particularly Tawfiq for producing an outstanding professional paper which is better discussed, I would say, in a meeting with the finance advisor and his whole team for possible address and inclusion in the forthcoming budget which he is going to prepare. Now, I say this because all of us here and all of you here have been participating in CPD dialogues for many years. And one of the significant features of this dialogue is that they were largely academic discussions where we had no serious expectation that this would become an input in policy making. Today we are sitting here in very different times. We have at the head of the government Professor Muhammad Yunus, who has spent his lifetime struggling against poverty, and not theoretically but actually participating in programs which have changed the lives of millions of people. So if there is any one leader, not just in Bangladesh but around the world, who is going to take any this policy proposal on poverty seriously, it is going to be Muhammad Yunus. So what I now tell you is that this is no longer an academic discussion and this is no longer an academic paper. This is a paper into it, and the analytical input has the possibility of being taken seriously. Now, if you look around the table, I have just next to me Amir Khusro, who has participated in many dialogues for whom most of these discussions were interesting but academic. Now we have the prospect of addressing this to a prospective finance minister. So therefore, this...
Sir, you would have preferred to be a foreign minister.
So this ceases to be a theoretical conversation. On my right and on my left, I have people who have been entrusted by the caretaker government to prepare recommendations on the state of the economy. Now this again is not an academic exercise. This is going to provide the basis for prospective reform agendas to be initiated by the interim government headed by Mr. Yunus. Junaid Saki is hopefully a prospective candidate for Member of Parliament, where whether in or out of government, he will be in a position to address issues of this nature which is being put on the table. So what I would now ask all of you is to take this exercise much more seriously than a series of conversations based on sound bites. This needs very interesting, intensive discussion to diagnose this as a innovative for Bangladesh, not innovative globally, but innovative for Bangladesh, major policy option for addressing the issues of poverty alleviation. And I would certainly expect the two of you to bring this specifically to the attention of Professor Yunus and, of course, Salahuddin. And to the extent that you can have a serious conversation with him, professional discussion where we are discussing the scope for using this as an operational program, how far any element of this could be incorporated in the forthcoming budget, which I don't know if permitted, they may be preparing for the next financial year 75-76, if permitted, as circumstances go. So in those circumstances, this discussion has a new potential, and all significant discussions of a policy implication now in what used to be civil society dialogues have now been elevated to a new stage where it should be taken a good deal more seriously than it has. Now, as far as the specifics of this program are concerned, I think the importance of the universal basic income idea, and remember that this is not just one option, there are 4 options which have been put on the table, which need to be related to both to their operational viability as also to the financial capabilities of the government. But there is one important variable which needs to be taken into account, and I don't know whether I missed this in the small print of the paper, and that is the political economy of implementing a program of this nature.